You know, having a focus on entrepreneurship is important for a few reasons. First of all, when you look at job growth and the projected job growth in the United States and around the world, for the next decade or so, many of the jobs will be coming, new jobs will be coming from small companies and startups. And our students are very interested, many of them, in leading startups, pursuing their own ventures. So we understand that, and we are making it very easy for students who have an entrepreneurial interest to get what they need to prepare for entrepreneurship, to meet the demands of the jobs that will be available in the marketplace, and in fact the jobs they will have to create. Also, students are very interested in doing things that are leading edge and things that are innovative. So students who have an interest in working for larger companies also get a real benefit from being involved in an entrepreneurship program, because they leave here with a set of skills that help them move from a concept or an idea to successful commercialization or implementation. And organizations, large organizations, are starving for that kind of talent. So there are a number of reasons why. The third reason is that in this environment where we're located, in the hotbed of startups and entrepreneurship in this country, we're fortunate to be here surrounded by startup companies and tech-based organizations who want employees, more employees from our school, as well as people in their organizations who want to contribute to the development of the next generation of startup companies and entrepreneurs. And we certainly want to take full advantage of those resources. So there are a number of reasons why we're involved. And then we're doing some pretty exciting and we think pretty innovative things. We recently brought on board an entrepreneur in residence who will be situated in our entrepreneurship lab. And the lab is actually located within a co-working space where there are some 40 startup companies, and with the hope of going to 80 startup companies. And so in that space, our entrepreneur in residence will be working with students, helping students to engage in student consulting projects, in internships with those companies that are resident in the co-working space in downtown Durham. And then secondly, we just hired this new entrepreneur in residence who will be providing consulting advice and counseling, if you will, to those students. And it's very exciting because he brings a lot of experience, having started and successfully exited 3 significant companies. So it's a great way for us also to augment our faculty, so that our faculty is increasingly made up of those who are strong in research and teaching, as well as those who've had great experience in the business world and know how to apply it and impart that knowledge to students from an experiential perspective. So there couldn't be a better arrangement, and we're very, very fortunate. We've also done some really other exciting things we think are innovative. So we actually pulled together a group of 20 or so people from the entrepreneurship, venture capital, private equity, business accelerator community in the greater area here. And we got together in a room for a day, and we asked the question, how would you design a student venture challenge today if you were doing it all over again with a clean sheet of paper? And what came from that was our Eagle Soars Student Venture Challenge. We just completed our first year. We had 2 student teams move through the challenge, and both teams accomplished the objective that we have, and that is for students to move through the challenge and then move into a local incubator or accelerator. And this summer we have 2 teams, our first 2 teams that have gone through the Venture Challenge in local accelerators. So we view that as success. And why we think this is so important is that students have to go through the process of going from an idea through all of the various stages to understand what it really takes to start a new business, a viable new business. And along the way, our job is to give them education. So you'll notice that our Student Venture Challenge is called a challenge and not a competition, because we're really not as concerned about students competing with business plans that could be a great pitch, but not have a lot of substance. We're interested in students really learning how to go through the stages of selecting markets, developing business models, understanding the resource requirements, bringing aboard the right kind of leadership and management so that an organization can grow and scale and be successful. How to secure funding, how to develop relationships and network in the marketplace in the various industries that they may be focused on. And that, in our view, is success. If those students leave having participated in the venture challenge and now they're able to go to the next stage of development with their business venture. And we've been able to achieve that with the first group of students. We're also very excited about our entrepreneurship curriculum. And now we've moved to a concentration. So in both the undergraduate program and the graduate program, students are able to concentrate in entrepreneurship, and we're delivering it in a pretty interesting model, a model that's used by a couple of other universities around the country, and it's called the Learning Alliance. So literally every student who selects entrepreneurship as a concentration will be paired up with an entrepreneurial company. And throughout the time that they are earning the degree requirements for the concentration in entrepreneurship, they'll also be working and applying what they learn with an entrepreneurial company. And we believe that, again, underscores what we mean by real learning for the real world. The other thing that's important about that Learning Alliance model is that as students progress through the curriculum, they take courses that can be readily applied in the job situation. So for example, our entrepreneurial finance course is taught using QuickBooks, which is the primary software program used by small and startup businesses. So our students are able to lead that course in entrepreneurial finance with the knowledge of how to utilize QuickBooks in a small business environment. And again, we think that's very practical and preparing students for the real world.
Wonderful. So what I'm going to do is just combine two questions into one. And the first question was the ultimate goal for the school of business, kind of your vision. But really what I want to make sure it comes across is, what is your optimal NCCU School of Business look like? Well, no, actually, I got two questions, because I want to know what the School of Business, the optimal School of Business looks like, and then what the optimal School of Business student looks like.
Good.
That makes sense. So just, if we can talk a little bit about just, we have a lot of the real learning for the real world, we have a lot of the pillars, we have a lot of the strategic assessments. But just from a heartfelt, what do you see? What do you want to have happen with the School of Business? What is your vision?
So here's what this is all about for us. This is about preparing students to be the most competitive students entering the workforce when they leave this university, and to be able to walk into companies and to contribute day one with a solid foundation in place to grow their careers and impact those organizations over time. That's what this is all about. It is about having students who are at the top of their game that are impacting organizations. We have those students, and my goal is to create more and more of those students.